Hello everyone, it's Movement Machina here from Helsinki. I'm here with my friend MK8. We made our track Dreamspace together, and we're just gonna give you a little walkthrough and talk about the track. This track was made last summer, 2020, August 18th to be exact. And if I remember correctly, it was a really fast session, like maybe 2 hours.
Maybe 2 hours, yeah.
Yeah. So we basically just sit down here in my studio. This is my home little simple studio setup, all analog, and we just wrote the track basically with the drum machine, and I have the Sub 37, which is a big part of this track. And we just jammed it out, and that was it. Really quick 2 hour session, and yeah, let's talk through it.
Yes.
So it's called Dreamspace, and let's take a little listen actually here what it sounds like. So as you can hear, I think this track is a fairly simple, like club track with just like hard-hitting drums, and then this like kind of simple arpeggiator which comes from the Moog Sub 37. And it was actually your idea to include this arpeggiator thing.
Yeah, for some reason I thought that we could start with a saw pluck sound, and we kind of went from there, I guess. And
yeah. If I remember correctly, I wanted to do like more complicated. I had some kind of because I like to do some weird stuff in my music. So then you told me like let's keep it simple, and it works really better like this. So in a big venue, it's easy to follow this pattern that the melody is playing. And then there are these little vocal chops that kind of add flavor to the track. So overall, really simple track, works well in the club. So let's just start from the drums here. So all these green tracks here, they are the drums. So let me just solo everything here. So those are the drums. So first of all, we have the kick. Real simple kick, straight out of the Electron drum machine I have. And actually, all of these drum hits, they come from the drum machine. They are either from the synthesizer side of this machine, or I might have used the sampler side for some sounds. So let me just quickly go through everything. So we have the kick, and then we have, hold on, I'll find a good place from the track here. Okay. There's a ride, basic 909. This clap, that's the synthesizer, like a custom-made clap from the Electron. That has to be some effect. Basic noise hat. Then we got the shaker. That's noise too. And little synth hi-hat. And then these tracks I had in the middle, these aux tracks, and they are basically like effects I made to like make these patterns more complicated or add some flavor. For example, reverb tail is right there, and then this track. another reverb tail. So they're just variations of the original sounds. Okay, and then I got the percussion tracks here. Some really raw techno percussion. Some delayed percussion, and then these two. So it's, I think it's better if we play these together with the kick. So let's just solo the entire percussion section here. I like the way they kind of bounce with the kick, you know, and they don't have a lot of high end, so
yeah, it's very techno.
Yeah, very underground sounding. So really simple, kind of housey / techno drums. And next we have this these red tracks I have here. There's a Reese bass sound. And this sound was made with the Sub 37 here. Let me just solo the kick. So it's really just this your basic like sawtooth wave, maybe 2 oscillators detuned a little bit differently, so it gives you that fluctuation of the pitch. Real simple. Oops. That's pretty cool. It's called bonk. It sounds like that as well. So they're both from the Moog, just your basic bass sounds. I think the more interesting sounds in this track would be this pad. It's really alive.
Is that kind of a dreamlike shimmer quality to it?
Yeah, exactly. Like the Dreamspace pad would be an appropriate name for that. This comes from the Waldorf Blofeld, this white synth that's sitting there. It's like an FM pad, pretty much. I just custom made it in there and then added some reverb, so it sounds pretty epic. There you go. And then I think the main element of this track has to be this ARP. So what makes this interesting, I think, are the effects here. Because that is the dry sound, and then when you add this effect track, which has this Valhalla supermassive plugin, it just gives you that like huge space, Dreamspace sound, I would call. And the actual arpeggiating melody was made with this sequencer, this arpeggiator function on the Sub 37, so it's just a triad chord that's playing, going upwards. So really simple stuff, nothing complicated. And then I have some FX tracks. So those sounds are just variations of our existing elements to add some flavor. And then I have the vocal. And that's pretty much just me shouting something melodic. I'm not actually sure which words I'm saying, or am I even saying any words? It doesn't matter, it sounds good. So I was using this mic, Shure SM7B, to do that, and added a ton of reverb. So there you go. And then there are some other vocal variations. It's just reverse. And this GT track, let's hear that with the kick. So that comes, I played some kind of a note with my guitar, added a ton of reverb, and just, you know, faded it in, faded it out, added some effect. And then we got the noise. These yellow tracks, I always color my FX track yellow, so it's just your basic white noise. Side chained. So with the kick, that's. So there you go. This session, I think it's fairly simple. There's no tricks, so to speak. It's really just your simple club track. Let's just hear how the drop sounds like. And I think what's interesting is that you can actually make this kind of track really fast, because when you listen to the arrangements of Dreamspace, you can hear that it's like a studio jam, because it actually was a studio jam with us. So we just pressed record from the beginning, and then the arpeggiator was playing by itself, and I just used the filter to bring it up and down and mute the instrument, and we just brought the drums individually from the machine here. So pretty much, of course, you can hear this kind of ear candy all over the track, but they were of course added later, such as the vocal. I had to add it later because I couldn't sing at the same time while I was doing this other stuff, but I guess the point is that you don't have to be Mozart and write a great symphony to make this kind of track. You can just make a few nice elements, drums, and then this simple arpeggiator and a pad, for example, and then you can just press record and just bring the elements in one by one live, and just mute them and bring the faders up and down, and just kind of jam out the entire arrangement. I think that's exactly what happened here. And maybe we could talk a little bit about what plugins we used. So in the mix down, which is always interesting to me. So basically how this layout is set up, I have this is like my master track, this submaster label track here that actually goes out to this print track that prints out the wave file. And here are the groups: kick, bass, individually drums, music, and sound effects. I don't really have much on the groups, maybe some multi-band compression on the kick and bass to kind of glue them together individually, and some EQ there. But usually I like to do my mixes in the tracks itself, so this is a much more complicated looking structure here, lots of plugins, so I like to hone the individual tracks to sound good, and I might use these group faders to adjust the final balance, but here you can see everything is in zero, so I did not do that in this mix. So probably my most used plugin would be FabFilter Pro Q. That's like my go-to EQ. It's super clean. It's on pretty much every track, as you can see here. Another nice plugin that I've learned to use is this Renaissance de-esser, which is it's just a simple de-esser from Waves. It just takes out the harshness. So let's listen to the hat, for example. I have here. Let's solo that and let's solo the kick. Looks like I have 4 de-essers there, so let me just bypass all the de-essers. Let's see what it sounds like. It sounds a little bit harsh. So if I just enable them. So it doesn't kill your ears, which is nice. So I have no idea why I have 4 de-essers. Maybe one would do the trick, but I think the explanation would be that I've taken care of different frequencies here. So they all do like a 2 decibels or something. This one does 5 in different frequency ranges: 6K, 5K, 8K, 11K. So it just makes the high end more pleasant.
You could do that with just EQ, but you could do it like this as well with the de-esser.
Yeah, exactly. Just depends how you like to approach mixing the high end of your track. Personally, I like to use de-essers because it kind of takes care of it automatically. When the energy gets too high, it tones it down. What else I have here? Pro Q, Pro MB. Well, yeah, I use quite a lot of this FabFilter Pro MB. Let's see what it sounds like in the Reese bass here. So this is very, very subtle. But basically what it's doing, it's just controlling the low end a little bit. Essentially, it's functioning the same as the de-esser, but it's in the opposite end of the spectrum. I think you're gonna hear when the high note hits, then you're gonna hear that it's too dynamic, or at least to my ears. So this de-esser, Pro MB multiband compressor takes care of that. So it's a good tool for cleaning up your mixes as well. Wonder if I have anything interesting plugins here. Let's see the vocal. This vocal right here. So there are 2 supermassives and 1 Valhalla shimmer. So once again I stacked 3 reverbs. I have no idea why, but let's see what it sounds like without. So that's the dry. It sounds pretty cool like that as well. Okay, let's enable the first one.
It's more like a delay than a reverb.
Yeah. I must have had a delay preset, like a quarter note. And what does the second one do? That's more like reverb, kind of. So there's both. And then the shimmer. So there's more reverb. Maybe I wanted to put it even more into the Dreamspace-like mood. Maybe it was too in your face, too upfront. So the point. It's okay to stack 3 reverbs on track if you want. There's nothing wrong with that. So my philosophy is you can do whatever is needed to do to get to your goal. So let's do one more. Let's see what I can find here. So that was the vocal. We got the Reese. Let's maybe see the percussion. Why they sound so nice, because I like the percussion of this track. Let's solo those and solo the kick. Okay. So one thing I noticed, I got this LFO tool on everything, so it's pretty much sidechaining everything. So let me just disable all the LFO tools. So you can hear it in the reverb tracks that they're not jumping anymore. But now they are.
Instant groove.
Exactly, instant groove. And then I have this like SSL compressor on every track. Oh, actually it's not the compressor, it's the gate. So I must have gated out the noise floor of these tracks because it sounds dirty without, so just cleaning up. Yeah, okay, I guess that's it. That's pretty much it. So it's a simple track which is designed for big venues, for clubs. I like it. It's cool. Check it out. And yeah, it was nice to be here talking to you today. And you can follow us on social media, Movement Machina and MK8. And we'll say greetings from Helsinki. Have a nice day.